Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the hidden value and untold stories behind America's most remarkable coins. And in today's video, we are exploring the 5 most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Eisenhower dollar coins, why collectors compete so aggressively for them, and how the right combination of history, condition, and rarity can turn these iconic dollars into some of the most sought-after pieces in modern U.S. coin collecting. First up, we're talking about one of the most iconic and misunderstood commemorative issues ever struck by the United States Mint, the Eisenhower dollar bicentennial dated 1776 to 1976 with the Denver D Mint mark, a coin that at first glance feels familiar, yet in the right condition can carry a level of desirability and value that continues to surprise even experienced collectors. We uncover the hidden stories and surprising value behind America's most fascinating coins. The most valuable and rare 1776 to 1976 bicentennial Eisenhower dollar stands apart because it was created to honor a once-in-a-lifetime national milestone, the 200th anniversary of American independence, making it instantly collectible from the moment it left the mint. And while millions were produced, only a fraction survive today in the kind of condition that serious collectors are willing to pay strong money for. Especially examples from the Denver Mint that retain original surfaces, bold strikes, and untouched luster, transforming what many remember as a common dollar into a potential high-value commemorative treasure. To understand why this coin matters, you have to step back into the mid-1970s, a time when the United States was reflecting on its history while facing economic uncertainty, rising inflation, and major cultural change, and the bicentennial coinage program was designed not just as currency, but as a unifying symbol, with the Eisenhower dollar continuing to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower while also serving as a canvas for patriotic celebration, making the 1776 to 1976 date unique in U.S. coinage history and permanently tying this dollar to a defining national moment. The design is where this bicentennial Eisenhower dollar truly sets itself apart, with the obverse retaining Frank Gasparo's strong portrait of Eisenhower, marked by sharp facial details and commanding presence when well struck, while the reverse replaces the familiar eagle with a dramatic image of the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon, a powerful blend of America's revolutionary past and space-age future. And on high-grade Denver Mint examples, the contrast between the frosted devices and the shimmering fields creates an eye appeal that elevates the coin far beyond its face value. Rarity, in this case, is not about low mintage numbers alone, but about survival in premium condition. Because while Denver struck a large quantity of bicentennial Eisenhower dollars, most entered circulation were stacked, handled, or stored improperly, leaving very few with clean surfaces, sharp rims, full detail, and original mint luster, and coins that remain uncirculated. Especially those grading MS65, MS66, or higher become dramatically scarcer, pushing them into a category where competition among collectors starts to drive prices upward. Collector demand for the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar has steadily increased as more people recognize its historical importance within the Eisenhower dollar series, not the wheat penny series, and its role as a bridge between classic commemoratives and modern circulating issues, with Denver Mint examples drawing particular interest from collectors building complete Ike dollar sets, bicentennial type sets, and high-grade registry collections, all of which fuels demand for top-quality coins that truly stand out from the millions of ordinary survivors. When it comes to market value, the difference condition cannot be overstated, as circulated Denver bicentennial Eisenhower dollars typically trade close to face value or slightly above, but uncirculated examples with strong eye appeal often range from $1,000 to $2,500. While certified coins grading MS65 can reach $2,000 to $3,500, MS66 examples often push into the $2,500 to $4,000 range, and exceptionally preserved MS67 or higher coins, especially with vibrant luster and clean fields, have been known to command $10,000 or more at auction, reflecting how condition, grading, and demand combine to transform this commemorative dollar into a serious collectible. What ultimately makes the 1776 to 1976 Denver Mint Eisenhower dollar so compelling is how it represents the perfect intersection of history, scale, and overlooked potential, because it is a large, bold coin tied to a once-in-a-lifetime national celebration, yet still often underestimated by the public. and as collector awareness continues to grow, especially around high-grade certified examples, this bicentennial dollar is increasingly viewed not just as a commemorative keepsake, but as a legitimate long-term collectible whose value is driven by condition rarity, strong visual appeal, and enduring patriotic significance within the Eisenhower dollar series. For collectors hoping to find or invest in this coin, the focus should always be on condition, original luster, sharp strike quality, and professional grading, with attention paid to surface marks and overall eye appeal, and searching through old collections, estate holdings, original rolls, or certified coin marketplaces can yield results, making the 1776 to 1976 D Eisenhower dollar an exciting target for both new collectors and seasoned numismatists. And as we wrap up this story of history, symbolism, and rising value, stay with us because in the next video we'll move on to another remarkable US coin whose true worth might already be hiding in plain sight. And secondly, we're exploring the most valuable and ultra-rare, the 1972 United States $1 Eisenhower dollar, with the San Francisco S Mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces in modern American numismatics. Among collectors, this coin is admired not just as legal tender, but as a prized treasure that captures a unique moment in U.S. history. Its combination of bold design, limited collector-focused production, and enduring demand has allowed it to captivate enthusiasts across generations. For many numismatists, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar represents the perfect balance between historical importance and collectible prestige, making it a standout within the Eisenhower dollar series and a tangible symbol of America's space-age optimism. The historical context of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar adds significant depth to its appeal. Issued during a period marked by Cold War tensions and rapid technological advancement, the Eisenhower dollar series was created to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower and celebrate the nation's achievements in space exploration. The 1972 issue followed closely after the Apollo moon landings, and its production at the San Francisco Mint was specifically aimed at collectors rather than general circulation. This minting location is especially important, as San Francisco had transitioned into producing high-quality proof and special collector strikes, reinforcing the coin's status as a carefully crafted collectible rather than everyday currency. Visually, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is instantly recognizable and rich in symbolism. The obverse features a strong portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, reflecting leadership, stability, and post-war American confidence. On the reverse, the iconic eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, directly references the Apollo 11 insignia, creating a powerful connection between presidential legacy and space exploration. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition for standard proofs, and in some cases with enhanced finishes, the coin's large size, substantial weight, and crisp details give it a commanding presence. The S Mint mark beneath the date confirms its San Francisco origin and adds a layer of desirability for serious collectors. Rarity plays a central role in defining the value of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, particularly when condition and variety are considered. While proof versions were produced in higher numbers than circulation strikes, truly pristine examples remain challenging to locate today. Coins that retain deep mirror-like fields, sharp frosted devices, and minimal imperfections are increasingly scarce. Any noticeable wear, spotting, or handling marks can significantly reduce desirability, which is why uncirculated and certified examples command the greatest attention. This scarcity in top condition fuels competition among collectors and elevates the coin's standing within the market. Market value for the 1972 Eisenhower dollar reflects its strong collector demand and historical importance. In excellent proof or near-perfect uncirculated condition, prices commonly range from around $1,000 for standard high-grade examples to as much as $8,900 for exceptional specimens with superior eye appeal or special attributes. Coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by respected certification services often achieve the highest prices at auctions and private sales. The steady appreciation seen in recent years underscores the coin's reputation as a reliable and respected collectible rather than a short-term novelty. Beyond raw value, the collector appeal of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar lies in its story and presentation. It represents a pivotal era when the United States sought to honor both a beloved president and a defining national achievement in space exploration. This dual significance resonates strongly with collectors who value narrative as much as rarity. The coin's bold design and impressive size make it a visual centerpiece in any collection, while its association with the San Francisco Mint enhances its prestige among proof coin enthusiasts. For those considering adding this coin to their collection, careful selection is essential. Collectors are advised to prioritize certified examples with strong eye appeal and clearly defined proof characteristics. Inspecting the coin for surface quality, clarity of design details, and originality is critical, as is purchasing from reputable dealers or established auction platforms. Proper storage in protective holders, away from moisture and excessive handling, helps preserve condition and long-term value. Engaging with collector communities can also provide valuable insight into market trends and emerging varieties of interest. Another reason the 1972 Eisenhower dollar continues to attract serious attention is its role as a benchmark issue within the collector-focused San Francisco Mint productions of the early 1970s. Unlike circulation strikes intended for everyday use, these coins were produced with heightened quality standards, resulting in sharper details and superior finishes that were meant to be admired rather than spent. Over time, many examples have suffered from improper storage or environmental exposure, making original, problem-free specimens increasingly difficult to find. This growing gap between mintage numbers and surviving high-grade examples has strengthened its reputation as a premium collectible, reinforcing its position as a tangible connection to a carefully preserved chapter of U.S. minting history. From an investment and legacy perspective, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar offers collectors a compelling blend of stability and long-term appeal. Its value is supported not by speculation, but by consistent collector demand, historical relevance, and visual impact. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar stands as a remarkable blend of history, artistry, and collectible significance. It offers a tangible connection to the legacy of Dwight D. Eisenhower and America's triumphs in space exploration, while also delivering strong market appeal rooted in rarity and condition sensitivity. As a prized treasure within the Eisenhower dollar series, it continues to captivate enthusiasts and reward dedicated collectors. For numismatists seeking a meaningful and enduring addition to their collection, this coin remains a compelling and highly respected choice. And thirdly, we're talking about the most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Eisenhower dollar from 1974 without a mint mark, struck in the United States of America, is the kind of coin most people would ignore without a second glance. Old, scratched, discolored, and often written off as damaged junk, this large dollar coin hides a value story that can feel unbelievable. What looks ugly and ruined to the untrained eye can, under the right circumstances, command extreme money. This is the type of coin that shocks collectors, not because it shines, but because it survived. Its weight, its scars, and its raw appearance turn it into a sleeper treasure that can move from pocket change status to a headline-making auction result. The year 1974 was a turbulent moment in American history, and that instability left its fingerprints on U.S. coinage. The United States was deep in inflation, the energy crisis was reshaping daily life, and confidence in government systems was under pressure following Watergate. Metal costs were rising, public trust was fragile, and the U.S. Mint was struggling to balance production demands with economic reality. Coins from this period were produced under intense stress, often with declining quality control, making survivors from circulation especially interesting today. The Eisenhower dollar was already controversial, seen by many as too large and impractical, which meant fewer people cared to preserve them properly at the time. This 1974 Eisenhower dollar, without a mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use mint marks during this era. Millions were produced, leading many to assume the coin has no real value. That assumption is exactly where collectors get it wrong. High mintage numbers describe how many coins were struck, not how many survived in unusual, damaged, or story-rich condition. Once circulation, mishandling, storage abuse, and environmental exposure are factored in, the population of visually extreme survivors shrinks dramatically. In the world of advanced collecting, rarity is often created after the minting press stops. The physical condition of these coins is where the story becomes powerful. Heavy scratches, dark toning, surface gouges, rim damage, and even metal corrosion transform the 1974 Eisenhower dollar into something almost unrecognizable. Some examples show dramatic discoloration from chemical exposure, while others carry deep circulation scars that reflect years of rough use. Rather than weakening the coin's identity, this damage gives it character. Each mark is evidence of survival, proof that this coin lived a hard life when most were lost, melted, or forgotten. Collectors today are increasingly drawn to coins that tell stories, and damaged Eisenhower dollars sit right at the center of this psychological shift. These coins feel real. They feel human. They spark curiosity and emotion because no two damaged examples are alike. Niche collectors pursue these coins for their shock value, their visual drama, and their ability to stand out in a collection dominated by clean, predictable pieces. The uglier the coin, the more unforgettable it becomes when placed under proper lighting and explanation. In some cases, these 1974 Eisenhower dollars display genuine mint-related anomalies that elevate them far beyond typical damaged coins. Lamination flaws, where metal layers peel or split, dye deterioration that distorts lettering, weak strikes caused by worn dies, and unusual surface reactions tied to planchet composition have all been documented on coins from this era. Even environmental damage, when it creates a visually dramatic transformation, can blur the line between error and artifact. These traits push the coin into a category where traditional price guides stop being relevant. Auction behavior has changed dramatically in recent years, and coins like this benefit directly from that shift. Social media exposure, viral videos, and emotionally driven bidding wars have turned unusual Eisenhower dollars into surprise stars. Specialty auctions focused on errors, oddities, and extreme survivors attract collectors who are not afraid to compete aggressively. Once 2 or 3 determined bidders lock onto a single dramatic example, price logic often disappears, replaced by desire and momentum. Under extreme conditions, a visually shocking 1974 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark, especially one paired with documented anomalies or an unforgettable appearance, could theoretically achieve a 6-figure auction result. This is not normal, and it is not common, but history shows it is possible when uniqueness, presentation, and collector rivalry align perfectly. These results are driven not by metal value, but by narrative power and scarcity of experience. No two such coins can ever exist again. The fascination with a damaged 1974 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark deepens when you consider how few collectors truly understand what they are holding. These coins were never meant to be cherished. They were large, awkward, and quickly dismissed by the public, which is why so many were abused in circulation or stored carelessly in drawers, basements, and forgotten boxes. When an example resurfaces today bearing deep scratches, dark oxidation, and uneven surfaces, it becomes a visual time capsule. Collectors who specialize in extreme survivors see beyond the damage and recognize a coin that endured economic turmoil, neglect, and physical stress, yet still exists. That survival alone creates scarcity, and scarcity fuels desire in ways that polished perfection never can. What ultimately drives the value conversation into shocking territory is the way these coins perform when properly framed and presented. A scarred Eisenhower dollar photographed under professional lighting, paired with a compelling historical narrative and placed into the right auction environment, can ignite intense competition. Buyers are no longer just acquiring a coin. They are claiming a singular artifact that no grading label can truly replicate. In these moments, the coin transcends its face value and even its catalog description, becoming a statement piece within a collection. This is where expectations are shattered, and where an old, scratched 1974 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark proves that worth is not defined by beauty, but by the power of its story and the rarity of its existence. In the end, this coin reminds us that true value in numismatics is not always found in perfection. It lives in survival, in scars, and in history that refuses to be polished away. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar stands as a symbol of unpredictability, proving that even the most overlooked, battered coin can become extraordinary. For collectors and curious viewers alike, the message is clear. Look closely at what you already have, because the next shocking discovery may be hiding in plain sight. And fourthly, we're exploring the most rare and expensive. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark stands as one of the most misunderstood coins in American numismatics. And that misunderstanding is exactly what makes stories like this so powerful. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary large dollar coin, something many people once spent on snacks, arcade games, or tucked away in drawers without a second thought. But behind that familiar design is a coin tied to the final chapter of the Eisenhower dollar series, a moment when the United States was quietly closing the door on one of its last large circulating dollar coins. Coins from this year represent the end of an era, and in the collector world, endings often create powerful demand, especially when survival in high-quality condition is far lower than most people realize. What makes the 1977 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark especially fascinating is its place in history. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, these coins were produced during a time when the public had already lost interest in bulky dollar coins. Most were pushed into circulation, heavily handled, scratched, and worn down over decades of use. Because of that, truly well-preserved examples are dramatically scarcer today than their original mintage numbers suggest. This gap between how many were made and how few survive in premium condition is exactly where real value begins to emerge, separating common pocket change from coins that command serious money at auction. Condition is everything with this coin, and that is where fortunes can change overnight. While worn examples may still trade at modest prices, high-grade specimens with sharp details, clean fields, and strong luster can sell for astonishing sums. Coins graded at the very top of the scale by professional grading services are the ones that shock collectors and investors alike. These elite examples can reach into the tens of thousands of dollars, and in exceptional cases tied to registry competition, error features, or stunning eye appeal, prices can climb even higher. This is why a single coin, forgotten in a box for decades, can suddenly become the centerpiece of a life-changing discovery. There is also a powerful psychological factor at play with the 1977 no-mint mark Eisenhower dollar. It represents the last regular-issue Eisenhower dollar ever released for circulation. That finality carries weight in numismatics. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, nostalgia, and the closing chapter of a major U.S. coin series. As time goes on, demand for top-condition examples continues to rise, while the supply remains permanently limited. That imbalance is what drives values upward and keeps this coin firmly in conversations about hidden wealth in American currency. Stories of rare U.S. coins selling for massive amounts are not exaggerations, and the Eisenhower dollar series has produced its share of jaw-dropping results. While not every 1977 Eisenhower dollar is worth a fortune, the right one absolutely can be. Coins with exceptional surfaces, minimal contact marks, and original mint luster are the ones that make headlines. These are the coins that collectors fiercely compete for, pushing prices higher with each new auction record. This is how an ordinary-looking dollar transforms into a symbol of unimaginable wealth. What makes this even more exciting is how accessible the search can be. Unlike ancient coins locked away in museums, Eisenhower dollars were widely circulated and saved by everyday people. They ended up in piggy banks, desk drawers, old wallets, and forgotten coin jars. Many families still have them without realizing their potential. One careful inspection, one properly graded coin, can be the difference between spare change and a five-figure or higher payday. That possibility alone is what keeps collectors searching and viewers glued to stories like this. The emotional pull of this coin is just as strong as its financial appeal. Holding a large, heavy Eisenhower dollar connects you directly to American history, to the legacy of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and to a time when coins felt substantial and meaningful. When collectors talk about value, they are not only talking about money. They are talking about rarity, preservation, and the thrill of discovering something extraordinary where no one else was looking. That thrill is what fuels the entire coin collecting world. Market trends also play a critical role in the rising interest around high-grade Eisenhower dollars. As more investors look for alternative assets beyond stocks and real estate, rare coins continue to gain attention. They are portable, finite, and backed by decades of auction data. The 1977 no-mint mark Eisenhower dollar benefits directly from this shift, especially as younger collectors enter the market and compete with seasoned professionals for top-tier examples. Increased demand combined with limited supply is a formula that has historically led to explosive price growth. This is why experts constantly stress one simple rule: never spend old U.S. coins without checking them first. What looks like a simple dollar could be a rare survivor in exceptional condition, worth far more than its face value. The difference between a common coin and a high-value collectible often comes down to details invisible to the untrained eye. That is why proper evaluation and grading are essential before making any decision. Another reason the 1977 Eisenhower dollar, without a mint mark, continues to command such intense attention is the competitive nature of elite collectors. Registry sets have transformed the market, turning top-graded coins into trophies rather than simple collectibles. When only a handful of examples exist in the highest grades, wealthy collectors are willing to pay aggressive prices just to own the finest known piece. This competition creates sudden spikes in value, where one auction result can reset the market overnight. A coin that once sold quietly can suddenly become a headline-grabbing rarity, reinforcing the idea that timing, condition, and demand can combine to create astonishing financial outcomes from a single dollar coin. Equally important is the element of discovery that surrounds Eisenhower dollars today. Many were stored away raw, ungraded, and untouched for decades, meaning new high-quality examples still surface from old collections and estates. When one of these coins emerges with exceptional surfaces and strong eye appeal, it can instantly attract serious buyer interest. That moment of realization, when a forgotten coin is recognized for its true importance, is what keeps collectors searching relentlessly. The 1977 no-mint mark Eisenhower dollar embodies that possibility, reminding everyone that unimaginable value does not always come from gold bars or luxury assets, but sometimes from a single, overlooked piece of American history waiting to be found. What truly elevates the 1977 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark into a category that excites both seasoned collectors and everyday viewers is the powerful contrast between its ordinary appearance and its extraordinary potential. This coin does not announce its value at first glance. It blends in with other large dollars, quietly hiding the factors that make it desirable, such as sharp strike quality, untouched luster, and the rarity of surviving top-grade examples. That contrast fuels the fascination around it, because it means anyone could unknowingly possess something special. In a world where real wealth often feels distant and unreachable, this coin represents a rare exception, a tangible reminder that history, patience, and a little luck can turn a simple dollar into a high-value asset that continues to gain attention, demand, and respect in the numismatic market. So before you dismiss that old Eisenhower dollar as just another piece of metal, take a closer look. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar, without a mint mark, may be quietly waiting to reveal its true worth. Hidden in plain sight, it represents the powerful reality of U.S. coin collecting. History, rarity, and condition can turn everyday money into extraordinary wealth. That one coin in your collection could be far more than a silver dollar. It could be your ticket to a story, a legacy, and possibly a life-changing discovery. And at the end, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive, the ultra-rare 1978 Eisenhower dollar, without a mint mark, stands as a fascinating and highly sought-after piece in the realm of numismatics, capturing the imagination of seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. Its appeal lies not only in its relative modernity, but in a compelling narrative of rarity born from circumstance, making it a prized treasure in any collection focused on 20th century American coinage. While the Eisenhower dollar series as a whole enjoys robust popularity, this specific date and variety command particular attention and respect, driven by a mystique that elevates it above most of its counterparts. The current market demand for this coin in pristine condition is notably strong, as it represents one of the final and most elusive chapters in the story of a dollar coin that bridged the nation's monumental space achievements with its numismatic tradition. It captivates enthusiasts precisely because it is a coin that many assume should be common, yet in its finest form, it is anything but, offering a thrilling chase and a significant reward for those persistent enough to secure a high-grade example. The historical context of this coin is intimately tied to the conclusion of the Eisenhower dollar series, which was minted from 1971 to 1978. The coin was created to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower and to commemorate the monumental Apollo 11 moon landing, with the reverse featuring the Apollo 11 mission insignia. By 1978, the series was winding down, having largely fulfilled its commemorative purpose and proving too large for practical everyday commerce. The Philadelphia Mint produced the business strike Eisenhower dollars this year, and by tradition, coins from Philadelphia bore no mint mark. However, A critical historical nuance defines the 1978 Philadelphia issue. The majority of its mintage was intended solely for inclusion in official United States Mint 3 coin sets, which also contained a 1978 D dollar and a 1978 S-proof dollar. These sets were sold directly to collectors, meaning the Philadelphia coins were not released into general circulation in any meaningful quantity. This production method makes the 1978 no-mint mark dollar a tangible and direct connection to a specific moment in U.S. mint history, representing the final year of a circulating commemorative series that celebrated both a revered president and one of humanity's greatest technological triumphs. The unique features of the Eisenhower dollar are grand and iconic, and the 1978 issue embodies them fully. The obverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features a bold left-facing portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, inspired by the official presidential portrait. The reverse showcases a majestic eagle in flight, clutching an olive branch, descending toward the lunar surface, a design adapted from the Apollo 11 mission insignia created by astronaut Michael Collins. The coin's substantial size of 38.1 millimeters in diameter, its weight of 22.68 grams, and its composition of copper-nickel clad over a copper core give it a substantial heft and presence. The visual appeal of the 1978 no-mint mark coin, particularly in high-grade uncirculated condition, is striking. The fields are typically brilliant and mirrored when well preserved, with the intricate details of Eisenhower's hair and the eagle's feathers standing in sharp relief. The absence of a mint mark below Eisenhower's bust is its defining physical characteristic, denoting its Philadelphia origin, and on this specific date, that simple absence is the key to its numismatic significance and desirability. The rarity and condition of the 1978 no-mint mark Eisenhower dollar are intrinsically linked. Its rarity for collectors is not derived from a low mintage figure on paper. In fact, over 25 million were struck, but from the context of their issuance. As these coins were primarily available only in the mint's packaged sets, they were safeguarded from the wear and tear of circulation. Consequently, while finding any 1978 Philadelphia dollar in circulation is exceptionally uncommon, locating one in truly pristine, mint-state condition is the real challenge. The vast majority of surviving examples are in uncirculated grades, but the population drops dramatically at the very highest tiers of preservation. Coins graded MS-65 are relatively available, but those reaching MS-66 become notably scarcer, and examples in MS-67 or higher are genuine condition rarities. This scarcity at the pinnacle of the grading scale drives intense collector demand, as specialists and registry set competitors vie for the finest known specimens, making superior condition the paramount factor in assessing this coin's value and appeal. Market value for this coin is exceptionally grade sensitive, with prices ranging dramatically based on its state of preservation. A typical uncirculated example in MS-63 might trade in the range of $1,000 to $2,000, reflecting its availability in lower mint state grades. However, the market for superlative examples tells a completely different story. Coins graded MS-65 have historically commanded prices between $1,500 and $3,000, while those achieving MS-66 can see values from $2,000 to over $4,000. The true zenith of the market is reserved for the conditionally rare coins in MS-67, where auction results have consistently realized prices from $4,000 to $8,000, with exceptional toned or perfectly struck specimens potentially reaching even higher figures. This steep valuation curve highlights the factors that boost its value: its historical importance as a final year issue, its unique status as a non-circulated Philadelphia strike, and its stunning visual appeal when found with full mint luster, sharp strikes, and absolutely flawless surfaces. The market has shown a steady appreciation for these top-tier examples, solidifying their status as blue-chip holdings in a modern collection. For collectors pursuing this notable coin, several practical tips are essential to ensure a successful and rewarding acquisition. Foremost, prioritizing a coin that has been professionally graded and encapsulated by either the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, is highly advisable. Third-party certification removes any doubt about authenticity and condition, which is critical for a coin where minute differences in surface preservation can mean thousands of dollars in value. When inspecting potential purchases, Even within a holder, look for a brilliant, original surface free of hairlines, spots, or contact marks, with a full central strike on both the portrait and the eagle. Purchases should be made through reputable auction houses, established coin dealers, or at major numismatic conventions where you can often examine the coin firsthand or rely on trusted vendor guarantees. Engaging with the community of Eisenhower dollar specialists can also provide invaluable insights into recent market trends and the availability of premium examples. Proper stewardship is crucial once this prized coin is acquired. It should be stored securely in its certification holder, which provides excellent protection from environmental contaminants and physical damage. If removed from a service holder for any reason, it must be handled only by the edges and placed in a non-PVC archival coin holder. The coin should be kept in a stable, climate-controlled environment, away from direct sunlight or high humidity, to preserve its original surfaces and luster for future generations. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark represents a compelling blend of accessible history, iconic artistry, and conditional rarity. It stands as a prized collectible that encapsulates the end of an era for U.S. coinage, offering a tangible piece of a series that honored both a pivotal president and the spirit of American exploration. Its strong investment potential, particularly in the highest grades, is underscored by its steady market performance and the relentless pursuit of quality by dedicated numismatists. For any collector, securing a superb example of this coin is a profoundly rewarding endeavor, offering the satisfaction of owning a piece that is simultaneously familiar and exceptionally rare. Its lasting value and appeal to numismatists worldwide are assured by its unique place in the Eisenhower dollar narrative, making it a cornerstone of any serious collection of modern American commemorative coinage.